Hey everybody, Zero,
versus Anduin.
trying something a little bit different. This is post-commentary. So, there was some construction going on, so I decided to not do live commentary for this recording, so jump right into it. I switched out that higher cost card for a Whirlwind, and here we go, I'm going second. I love going second in this game.
Ready for action.
So he starts out with a gold char footman, and I actually take a little while on my turn because I'm debating whether or not to whirlwind and execute it and just get it out of the way. Obviously I'd have to coin into that. And I figured that's probably not a smart play. I should maybe wait. Use that execute on a more valuable card.
Is someone injured?
And it turns out it's a good idea that I waited, because now I could maybe use that on North Shar Cleric. And now it's especially so because he also buffed it with a card, so it's even more advantageous for me to get rid of it. He hasn't gotten any use out of it either. He hasn't been able to draw any cards using its ability. So I reasoned that it was a perfect time to take advantage and just use it. I don't really like using an execute early in the game. I like to save it for late game minions, but on a card like North Shar Cleric, it's usually worth using, especially if that unit's been buffed.
Not quite what was planned.
So he heals up and he attacks. I'm not really sure how that's a mistake on his part, but anyway. I play out my taunt because it trades efficiently if he decides to attack with it, and it'll actually even be enraged, so I figure it's okay to put it out there. But I didn't consider him using Shadow Word Paint. And then he Mind Visions, so I kind of have to wonder what card he copied. And I was hoping that it's not the Gurabashi, because it plays pretty well with the priest because he can just play it, enrage it, and then heal it up again. And because it's not actually enrage, so when a unit's been enraged and it gets healed, that cancels out the effect.
It's time for a little blood.
Anyway, so I decide on my best play being an Almani Berserker, and then coining into a shield block, getting another card. And again, my reasoning is, it will trade out efficiently. I can use that Gold Char Footman to proc it as well. And so he copied shield block, so he used it right away. So here I have a pretty interesting choice, and I believe I decided to... It took me a little bit to puzzle this out, because I wasn't sure what the best actual trade would be.
What now?
But I believe I eventually settle on... I don't really want to spoil it, I know what's coming up.
Greetings.
And yes, so I'm still taking my time. I'm not commentating, so it's a little bit easier to think out what I want to do, but still, at times, I just have trouble, right? So I thought about maybe whirlwinding first. Ultimately, it didn't matter whether I whirlwinded first or not. The end result was the same. And then I decided to Cruel Taskmaster the last taunt, clear out the board, save my other Cruel Taskmaster for something else, and just armor up. So right, heading into his turn 6, so he has nothing on the board. Yeah, so he puts out a Shield Master, and then double its health. So I maybe could have played it patient, but instead I decided, okay, well, it's a great opportunity to slam. It'll draw me another card, Inner Rage, perfect. Then I decide to trade out, which is really hard to do. I hate making 2 and 1 minion trades, but I figured I might as well do it, because he can make safe trades anyway. Or just go for me, right? It's possible he could maybe buff it as well, so I figured it was in my best interest to just get it out of the way. I spent a lot of cards that turn. I spent 3 cards, which is not ideal, especially for a Ascension Shield Master, but
Behold the might of storm.
I felt it had to be done. And now here I'm kind of in trouble. But I end up drawing well. And again, I have to make a 2-for-1 minion trade, but I felt it was worth it because he never got to use that 6 damage on me. And he never got that benefit bestowed onto his other creatures as well. So, cleared out the board, kept it safe for me. So he Mind Blasts to break down my armor, and then puts up a taunt wall. And so in response, I play the Gurabashi, reasoning that, you know, he can't outright kill it. He could burn up a Shadow Word Pain on it, or he could bump it, or otherwise, you know, somehow proc it, and then use a Shadow Word Death. But he elects to just simply go after me, so he doesn't have a removal response right now. And so he lets me get a free hit. Ultimately, that probably doesn't do anything, because he can simply heal that 2 damage back. But it at least procs it and gives it a bit more health, so it's something that he has to deal with. And so yeah, the other Northshire Cleric comes out, he gets to draw a card because he healed it up. And then he does Shadow Word Death, because I procced it. But I didn't dump any additional buffs into it. So, not really pleased with that, but it's better than, you know, putting a bunch of buffs into it and not getting anything out of it, really. So here I'm forced to basically trade out my Wargen. And now here, I've realized before that I could do my combo. And, you know, I cleared out the taunt walls, so I'm free to just play my Wargen, charge him, and also Inner Rage to proc him, which, you know, probably looking back on this, maybe it wasn't so necessary, because I could have procced by just hitting the Northshire Cleric, clearing it from the board, and then maybe going after him. But after doing that 8 damage, I realized that's turn 10, he could have a Mind Control, and if he has Mind Control, I'm giving him 16 damage, and I have no way of removing that from the board. And if I draw a weapon, I'm going to take an additional 8 damage. So I decided to kill it. Which sounds crazy, but, you know, because I could have gotten him down to 19 health, but if he Mind Controls that, it has charge, so he can immediately do 16 damage to me, and I have no way of taking it out as well. Not currently. I could hope to draw an Execute, but I wasn't gonna bank on it. And so yeah, it turns out I drew an Arcanite, but like I said, I'd still have to take 8 damage attacking that Wargen. So I used the Arcanite to clear out that that Cleric so he can't benefit from more card draw. And so I'm convinced that one of his cards is a Mind Control. And so I play pretty carefully, pretty cautiously. What I decide to do, like, I don't... Yeah, see, I'm right now I'm thinking that, okay, so I'm going to play with the assumption that he has a mind control in his hand. And he might not, right? These are the kind of mind games that sometimes you get into with priests. So I elect not to swing with my Arcanite, reasoning that if he mind controls it, I can at least take it out. Thinking back on it, that's probably still a good play to mind control it, because you'll take control of the Death Rattle too, and you'll at least have a 4/5 minion on the board, right? That I'll presently not have a way of getting rid of. But he decides to heal up and do 5 damage to me. I draw the Elven Archer. And so I'm still...
My thanks.
Yeah, I'm still thinking that he has a mind control in his hand, so I don't use up my Arcanite. I keep it just in case I need to take down Cairn. And it's also good that I kept it here too as well, because I'll have an opportunity to respond to this light spawn. And through good card draw, I wouldn't even have to take any damage. So he was hoping that I at least had to take some damage to take it out. But I afforded no such opportunity. I get a 4/5 back. I still have my Arcanite, because I'm still paranoid about him mind controlling. And yeah, so he heals up, he puts up a cheap taunt that it buys him a turn. So I draw Gorehowl, and then so I'm like, okay, I can just swing at him now. Now, I hold my Elven Archer back because I love her battle cry. And, you know, maybe I'll run into a scary minion that, you know, I won't be able to immediately take down, right? But if I have the Archer and I have Execute, then I can do a quick combo to just get it off the board. So I'm thinking to hold on to the Archer until I need her. So all he can really do is heal up. If he had mind control, he probably would have used it. But maybe he was reasoning, you know what, there's no point in mind controlling it because he's got a way of dealing with it. That's why he used his Reaper. And that's why I used my Reaper, because I had Gorehowl, so I knew I could take it out if he mind controlled it. And so if he mind controls my Argent Commander, I can then pop it with the Elven Archer, or pop the Divine Shield, sorry, with the Elven Archer, and then either Gorehowl or trade out, well, not even trade out, but use Bane to kill it. And now it takes me a little bit to realize I have lethal.
Well
I was thinking about, oh hey, maybe I can use Slam and draw another card. Oh wait, but I'm pretty low on cards. And then yes, I realized, oh hey, he's at 7 health. Take him out. And GG. So yeah, it was a pretty good game. I don't think I made too many mistakes. I think I probably could have maybe played that Raging Wargen a little bit differently, instead of interraging it, and maybe just cleared the board with it instead of going after them for 8 health, and save that interrage for another creature. But either way, you know, I still won, right? So anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.